I have been dreaming and praying of the day when Broly would enter the Prime Universe and be part of official canon. 15 years I've been playing that character. 3 movies, 13 video games. He never dies, basically. We're still a ways off, but so I know that nothing's happened yet. That doesn't come out until January, I think. But all I can say is I certainly expect to be. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the only English voice of Broly there's ever been, and I love the character, and I'm really excited about the possibility. I certainly expect to be doing it. I don't see any reason why not, but I'm really excited about it. As long as I've been doing it, I've been hoping that he might make the transition, as it were.
Yeah. Thank you.
Who's your favourite character, apart from Broly, who is your favourite character that you voiced?
Oh, Broly's not the favourite character that I voiced. I'm very proud to be a part of DBZ, but the favourite character I voiced is probably Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist. It's just such a great show, you know? I mean, it's, you know, I've often told people you could spend your entire career voice acting. You could play 500 characters over a 30-year period and never get to play a character like Ed. You know what I mean? It's like Mark Hamill getting to play Luke Skywalker. You know, you can do 1,000 things in your life, but if you get to do that one thing that's just really special, you never forget it. And Full Metal was that for me. Absolutely.
In terms of voice acting, sorry, me again. What have you found most challenging about voice acting as a whole? Like, have you ever been trying to either get in character and struggled, or have you ever been voice acting a certain character and it's taken a strain on you, either physically or mentally?
Well, there are definitely characters that are straining vocally, definitely. And Broly is one of them. But that's just the job, you know? I mean, if every character just sounded like this, it would be easy, right? But they don't. And when you voice characters that are going to have to fight or yell or scream or any number of things, it's taxing. That's definitely one of the challenges. I think my biggest challenge in voice acting is just taking care of your voice. I sing and write and produce music professionally, and so I'm always very, very aware when my voice is not up to par, when it doesn't sound like I want it to sound, or it's a little unresponsive, or a particular range is not as accessible because for any number of reasons, you know, allergies, right? Something you ate, not enough sleep, a character you did yesterday that you're still reeling from today. I mean, there are any number of things, and it's funny because all my life growing up, I never really paid much attention to the things that affect your voice until suddenly your voice is your job. And you suddenly realize there are all kinds of things that affect the quality and the tone and the responsiveness of your voice. When you're a voice actor, you have to really pay attention. Drinking a lot of water, being dried out, any number of things. Medication could have an effect on the way you sound. And if you're playing a character that's supposed to sound a certain way, and you're supposed to come in every Tuesday and play that character, suddenly you realize that a lot of the things that may have happened in that week between might change the way you sound. So you have to be a little more cautious than you might otherwise be.
Definitely.
I think you talked about the rare opportunity of being a part of a show like Full Metal, and obviously, you know, these are characters that grew and went through lots of different things. I'm curious, is there a part of that journey that meant the most to you, that connected the most with you when you were doing those episodes?
There were a couple of things about Ed that I really connected with. One was the dad being gone. My parents divorced when I was 9, and ironically, Ed and Al's dad was gone when they were, you know, young. And so I kind of connected to that element. And then another thing that I didn't connect with, but I loved, was his brother relationship. I'm an only child, and I always wanted to have a little brother. If I could choose a sibling, it would be a little brother. You could have a big sister, big brother, little sister, little brother, twin. I would love to have had a little brother. And Aaron Dismuke literally became that little brother. Not only did he play that character in the show, but he was actually 12 years old when we were recording it. And he and I started doing conventions together. And here's this little boy sitting beside me trying to write his name in cursive in his signature. And, and us just really bonding over that show. So I really loved the chance to have a little brother in Full Metal. And the themes, and the message of that show are so wonderful and so powerful. I keep forgetting, even though it's been like 10 years since we did it, I keep forgetting that every day new people are discovering that show. You know what I mean? There are people that were 6 and 7 years old when it came out, and it wasn't for them. And now they're 16 and 17, and they're discovering it for the first time. So it's all new to them. And I really love meeting people at events who just are now discovering these shows.
If there was one character you could play that you haven't, who would it be?
I always hesitate to answer that question, because if it's a character that's already been cast, I would never want somebody to think that I was somehow dissing the person that actually got to play the role. If I were to say, hypothetically, man, I would have loved to have played Soul in Soul. Well, that somebody will go home and go, Vic Mignogna said that Micah Solasad was horrible as Soul, that he should have played Soul, which is not, of course, what I said. But I love Micah, and I love have a great relationship with a lot of the voice actors I know. So I would never want anyone to think that I was somehow dismissing their performance. So I wouldn't really say that there's somebody that there are a lot of characters I would have loved to have played, but it's not to diminish the quality of the actor that did it. Nostalgically, I would love to play Speed Racer, but that was 40 years ago. You know what I mean? 50 years ago, when that show was out and I was a little boy. And I watched it and I loved it, and I didn't even know it was anime. And now here I am, an anime voice actor, and it would be really neat to be a part of something like that I loved when I was a little boy, for no other reason than just the nostalgia of it. But I have to tell you, not meaning to segue from anime, but getting to play Captain Kirk in Star Trek is a personal dream come true. I don't know that will ever be topped by anything else. By anything else. I can't think of a better role. Dream.
Okay, so it's me again. So you voice Uncle Qrow
Yes.
in RWBY. I'm a huge Rooster Teeth fan.
Oh,
I
nice.
go to RTX London. So
Sweet.
I was wondering how you get into the drunken persona of Uncle Qrow.
Well, I don't channel my real life. I can promise you that, because I've never been drunk. Ever. I know that sounds a little conservative, but I haven't. I never drank to the point of being intoxicated. So it's fun, actually, as an actor. I mean, right? That's the quintessential essence of acting, is playing a role that you are not, right? You're portraying something that you are not, whether it's a homicidal maniac or a drug dealer or a drunken uncle. So I love that about him. And he's such a fun character. When I met some of the Rooster Teeth people, Lindsay and Michael, at Supernova in Australia, I didn't even know what Rooster Teeth was. And I certainly didn't know anything about RWBY. Yeah. And they showed me some images and some video from RWBY. And I'll be honest with you, I thought, because they introduced themselves as fans of my work. They're like, we love Full Metal and we love you in this show and we're fans of your work. And this is something we're doing. And my initial thought was, this is a fan project they're working on. I didn't realize it was an actual company in Austin that was making it. And I immediately thought, wow, the quality level of this is amazing. And we came back from Australia, and they contacted me a couple of weeks later and said, hey, would you like to play a role in that thing we showed you on our iPad? And I said, sure. And turned out to be Qrow Branwen. And I love him. He's a lot of fun. He's nice and slow and simple. And that's all you got to do. No, not as much yelling too, so that's always fun. He's just pretty laid back all the time.
I think talking about time, I think we've been told we have to let you get back.
Do we really?
Yeah.
I do have to steal you away.
Well, it's a pleasure talking with you guys.